Hey there, neighbors and naysayers. October 11th, 2024. I don't know how long it's been since I did a video, but I thought I would stop and do it. Had a couple thoughts. I don't know, some of you may follow Eastern Ohio Grazing Council, but those of you that don't know, I'm a part of that, and I had to do a video for them. Well, I've done several videos here because of the drought in Eastern Ohio, but I did one here recently, and I thought I probably ought to echo that here on what I do, just in case anybody else ever faced with it. So it's October 11th. We got some rain because of Hurricane Helene, and you know, our thoughts and prayers are with all those in North Carolina, East Tennessee, Northern Georgia, and South Carolina, the places, Florida, that were hit and affected by that. It brought us some much needed rain, although not much. We got about 2.5 inches at mom and dad's and about 1.5 inches at the farm, and that's only 1/4 of a mile away, and that's how spotty it was. But as you can see, everything's kind of greening up. If you look over the fence, of course, that's switchgrass. We won't graze that again anyway, but we're keeping them locked up. If we get some more rain, which we haven't, that's all we got. We're hoping that we can grow some stockpiled grass and then be able to graze it, and along with bale grazing. Now, the caveat to that bale grazing idea is we just don't have the water right now to be able to move them pretty much anywhere else but where they are right now. We can use this whole 10-acre field that's to my right, but that's about it, because until water rebounds, we just can't. But why are we holding on? We're holding on because we can go back out, but really it's all new growth. There was some old stuff left, but it was so droughted that it all kind of died, and it's just new shoots that are coming back up. And the new shoots are only 2, 3, 4 inches tall, and we can't go out there and graze that. If we graze that, we're just setting the plant back even further. And yeah, we might get 2, 3, 4 inches later, but that's it. Where if I leave that alone and hope we'll get 8 inches or 10 inches or 11 inches or 12 inches of forage, at least at that point I've got something. And I just can't stand to sit by and let those cows graze that, because then it's going to shut that plant down for 3 or 4 days. I need all the days I can get right now. The cows are already eating hay. Why would I take them off of hay to put them on grass for a week or 2 or 3 and then put them back on hay again? They're going to hate it. They're already here. Let them eat hay until we get a time when we can go back out and graze, or go out to bale graze, or do whatever we're going to do. And I know it's easy for people to say, well, there's green grass, let's go get it. No, it's not that easy. If we set that plant back, we're not going to get as much growth out of it as we would. Little Lenny's going to give me a chorus here. We're going to get as much growth out of it as we would if we just left it alone. And in the long run, we're going to feed more hay. And if we really go out there and blaze that grass off before it goes into winter dormancy, we're going to hurt ourselves. Come, you know, around here, we start grazing usually somewhere between the 15th of April, 1st of May. We're definitely going to set that back to May 1st and maybe later, before we'll have decent growth to be able to grow something. So that's why we're holding tight. We're just staying on. And this field, obviously, we fed on it way too long at this point, but this is where they're staying. This is where we can keep them. So we're just going to keep them here and feed them until such time that we can move out and go to a different field. I'd love to move, but I'm afraid if I move them, they'll get a taste of grass, and then I'll have a hard time keeping a hold of them. So we'll just continue to move bales around, and that's another point of this. You know, my dad does all the feeding. I can't fault him, but my God, move those bales around. He is such a old time guy where just keep putting that bale in the same place, so they only tear up one place. But it's so much better to just let them move around. And this whole area up here, we haven't fed on it, mostly because he doesn't want the cows to get close to the gate where he comes through. He wants to have them farther out. But there's another patch on the other side of this little knob that he could also feed on that he just hasn't. I'm gonna go out here and see if I can kick Lenny up. I'm tired of him bawling at me. Yeah, I don't know, there's my phone he's not used to or what, but the other thing I guess we've checked and talked about is cow condition and hay quality. And our hay quality stuff has come back sort of poor, but we've been checking BCS, and the body condition of these cows isn't gone down. It's actually gone up a tick or two. So I was planning on buying some better quality hay and feeding it. And as we've gotten rid of enough cows now, we went from being 5 bales left over at the end of the winter calculated to 40 bales left over at the winter calculated. At that point, it's not worth going and buying somebody else's problems. I could buy some higher quality alfalfa, but I'm just unsure how to get it fed. And if the cows are growing well on it, on what we're gaining on what we have, there's just no sense in going out and buying hay from somebody else. One, I don't know how it was done. I don't know how it was baled, and it's so hard around here to get a hay that's got an actual hay test on it, so you know what quality you're buying. And then on top of that, you know, what else is in it? You know, did it have some sort of weed or foxtail or something that I don't already have and I don't want? So it's just better for me to stay pat and go with what we have, and especially now that we're down as many cows as we are, we've got the quality of hay to feed. It's amazing. That bull went all the way around me and standing back there complaining. There's another bull about a quarter of a mile away, and I suppose that's what he's doing. He's probably talking to him. So interesting to think about, and how this drought has affected things. And we just don't want this to carry over. I guess part of it, since he's here talking, we've really been checking heifers and cows both for bred. Ethan's heifer, if she's going to come back in, she's going to be in today, tomorrow, the next day. But the rest of these cows have kind of been writing down when I see them in heat, and that way I know whether they are bred, whether they're staying bred, because I don't want this carryover to hold on to us and us not get cows bred and have a problem again next year. I'm down to 18 cows. I don't want to have less than that in calves next year, because at some point we're going to have to build back up. Although if I can stand it, I'd stay just at this, because this is kind of drought level. Let's just stay here, and that just means more stockpile grass for us for the winters to come. So with that, I'll say we'll see you next time.